I'm Jane Copier, and you're listening to Happy in the Middle, a podcast for Christian women who want to make the second half of life the best half. This podcast is all about helping women to reignite their spark and step into their divine power in order to create deep and connected relationships and also find that fulfillment and satisfaction they crave. So, if you're ready to grow, join me and learn how you too can overcome guilt, resentment, disappointment, and enjoy the fruits of creating a life well lived. Let's go. Hello, my friends. How are you? Welcome back to Happy in the Middle. Today is episode number 118, How to Become a Full and Equal Partner in Your Marriage. Oh, you guys, I'm back. My voice is still a little shaky. It has been quite the cold that I got, and I'm so sorry the sound won't be that great today, but I didn't want to spend another week away from you. So here I am, and we're just going to go for it. So I gotta say, I have so much on my mind this week with our country going to war against that evil regime in Iran. I've been watching the news because I've been down so much, but it's been, I have to say, as a woman, so beautiful to witness the elation, the celebration of the women in Iran as they are able to shed their hijabs, to be free to be seen, to be recognized as human beings instead of property or animals. I am rejoicing for them. It is right and it is good that they should have this gift of liberation. And I just cannot stress enough how much I believe that God loves women and cares deeply about their life experience, every bit as much as they care about the life experience of men. Both are their children. Both are their beautiful creations. And so as I've been thinking about what I wanted to share with you today, I want to talk about something that I think many of the women in our own world have struggled with and continue to struggle with because of societal and cultural programming. And it negatively impacts marriages and relationships in a big way. And it limits our ability to step fully into our relationship with our spouse as valued and equal partners. So I want to talk about how to step up into your marriage as a full and equal partner. I think that this is the work that women need to do. We can't wait or expect anyone else to do it for us. And it's individual work that happens within the walls of our own marriages. And the reason I think that we struggle with this is because many of us bring ideas and traditions into our marriage, even if unintentionally. And without a shift in your mindset, you won't be able to elevate your marriage to the degree that I believe our heavenly parents desire for us. So what exactly am I talking about here? When I say an equal and full and equal partner, what does that really mean? First of all, I'm not talking about who does what, right? In every single relationship, there needs to be a division of work to run a family, to run and maintain a home. So whether you're the one making the money or the one making the dinner, it doesn't matter. Both partners are needed to contribute to the health of the home, and all efforts matter. But I don't think that many of us believe that. I think that because of the way that we were raised and the messaging that we received, we feel less than, we feel lower, like our efforts don't contribute as much as making the money. And it matters very much the way that you view yourself, how much you value yourself in your relationship with your spouse. And again, not as business partners or scorekeepers, not one strong character dominating the other character, but full equal partners who understand that neither of you is to be elevated above the other. Both people's wants, both people's needs, both people's desires, their feelings, they matter, right? And we work together to love each other well and make sure the needs of both are met. Growing up in this culture of male dominance is just kind of the water we swim in. Like fish, we don't even know what water is. We're just in it. So as we become aware of where this thinking comes from, it's just so important to look closely at why we feel resentment or performative or insufficient, right? We have to see the water we unintentionally bring to our marriage and then work to shift that element so that we can live in alignment with our divine identity. I do want to be sensitive to this topic. I don't wish to villainize anyone. Men who were raised in this patriarchal society also received this messaging. I don't blame them, right? They were raised in the same pond. They swim in the same water. And again, we're all products of our families and our communities. I truly believe that most men are good. Of course, there are some that are not. I think they're the exception. But in my experience, I really believe that most men desire to love their wives well, and they need help, just like we do, to shift out of this old framework. Just because some views are traditional, it doesn't make them right. And I find in my practice that the marriages that really thrive are the ones that can make space for equality and they allow for each individual to matter in important ways. This is something that I've experienced firsthand in my own life, right? When I was growing up, I remember hearing the message at home, at church, in our community that men were more important than women. At times it was stated outright, but even when it wasn't, there were privileges, there were activities and advantages for boys that were not offered to girls. It was clear, I think, that women mattered and that they did have a say. But the truth was, in the end, the final decisions were the man's. And the messaging that men were more important than women was clear and quite painful, honestly. Men controlled the finances. They were the leaders in the home, whether they were kind or not, right? I saw many women that I loved in my own life cry tears of anger and frustration at feeling like second-class citizens in their own homes, not having a say, not having as much power in the relationship. And honestly, as much as I hated it, I think I brought that tainted water into my own marriage. I adopted the script: be helpful, be accommodating, be productive, be indispensable, earn your keep, and don't ask for much, right? I deferred decisions to my husband. And when I didn't like them, I sulked around in silence, right? My worth really got tangled up with production and output. And I know that I am not alone in this because I work with women all the time who carry the burden of swimming in this cultural water all the time, in this pond that we live in, right? That messaging: work hard, prove yourself. And by the way, look good while you do it. And dang it, my friends, I think that we are the ones still holding on to the water. We're the ones who need to drain the pond because this is old school thinking that really cripples healthy marriages. It might work for couples who both agree to live in this dynamic. You can stay married. You can stay married your whole life, even, but it will never allow for full intimacy and joyful connection. In Genesis 1:27, we read, "So God created mankind in his own image, male and female, he created them." Both images reflecting God, made in their image. That means your thoughts matter. Your desires matter. Your peace matters. Your body matters. Your calling matters. Not because of what you produce, but because of who you are. You are a divine being. You are made in the image of your heavenly mother. Healthy marriage is not built on performance. It's built on mutual respect, built on genuine care for your partner's life experience, and deep love for who you are, not just what you do. Before any instruction about marriage roles, we're told in Ephesians 5:21, submit to one another out of reverence for Christ. Does that sound like one should dominate the other? No, no, it is mutual. No one erasing herself, no one shrinking so that the other can expand. It's mutual honor, mutual care, mutual influence. Being full and equal partners does not mean that you operate in the same way. Okay? This is important to understand. It doesn't mean that you're going to split every task 50-50. It means the system makes room for both people, for their wiring, their strengths, and their limits. Equality does not demand sameness, but it does demand dignity. Dr. John Gottman, after studying thousands of couples, found that the most stable marriages operate from a culture of mutual respect and shared power. In his research, marriages thrived when husbands accepted influence from their wives, when decision-making was collaborative, not hierarchical. It's shared power. So if we feel unhappy in this department, we have to look closely at our own beliefs about what marriage should look like. Sometimes the biggest obstacle isn't your husband, right? It's the quiet belief that's been internalized inside of you for so long that says, hey, maybe my voice isn't as important, right? So check in with yourself for a moment. Do you feel a tinge of longing to shift in your own relationship? If not, and you feel like you're already living as a full and equal partner in your marriage, bravo. I am so happy for you. You can stop here and find something else to listen to. But if your heart aches for a better dynamic, I want to walk you through the process. You know that as your coach, I will always begin with the brain and how we think. And when you feel one down or less than in your relationship, you have to start by examining your own beliefs about yourself. Do you hold the belief that your worth is determined by your productivity? As I've been sick for the past week and a half or more, I have rested a lot. And this is really great progress for me. I have to say, to be comfortable to rest is a big deal because I remember years and years of powering through and pushing myself to get up and go when I did not feel well. I did not allow myself to need a break because I felt so deeply that I had to earn my keep, earn my worth. So this is a big change for me. This version of who I am now compared to who I was for all of those years. And you know what? My husband doesn't love me less for doing less. In fact, he's been wonderful to me. Allowing him to serve me has bonded us even closer together these last few weeks. And I know that that's true because you do love who you serve. And I know that for the past year, I spent so much of my time taking care of him, and it really allowed my heart to soften and expand my love for him. And so it's been a beautiful thing to allow him to serve me and to see that love for me grow in him. As women, we are natural caregivers and we become experts at anticipating the needs of others. And I want to say that there is nothing wrong with that, right? It's part of what makes us special. It makes our work inside the family special and sacred. But like all of our strengths, when they're overused, it can become a detriment. And it often leads to overfunctioning. Terry Real is a marriage professional who talks about this, and he describes how overfunctioning in relationships actually creates imbalance. He says when one partner carries too much, the other unconsciously carries less. Think about that for a moment. When we carry too much, it allows our partner to carry less. And they might not even be choosing it. It's just what naturally happens because there's no pressure to carry more, right? So equality requires tolerating the discomfort of not doing it all. And for those of us who measure our worth by our productivity, this can be an excruciating exercise. But it's exactly the work you need to do to bring balance back to the relationship. When you begin to step back a little and ask for your husband to share more of the responsibilities, more of the emotional load, it can feel wrong and almost selfish. Trust me, I know. But until you recognize the error in this thinking, you will continue to equate your value to how efficiently you manage everything. And it will keep you stuck in a place of undervaluing yourself. You are of great worth just because of who you are, not just what you do. Right? Stepping into equal influence can feel risky. There is discomfort. It is the price we pay to make things better. And you might fear that it will rock the boat, that your husband won't like the change. You might be right about that. Maybe you fear some criticism or some rejection by him. Just know that that's a possibility and it's all okay. It might create tension temporarily. That's part of the deal. Right? But this is an act of differentiation. And when one person grows, remember, it pressures the relationship to recalibrate. It's a necessary part of the journey. So the good news is, if you are married to someone who truly loves you, they will come around because they will see that it is creating a healthier balance and a happier you. One thing I really want to emphasize is that equality does not erase our roles. If you love your role as a wife and mother, good, keep doing it. I'm not saying that you can't change your role if you don't like it, and of course that's always an option. But what equality does is it removes superiority. It removes the imbalance, the one up and the one down. It elevates both partners to an equal playing field where both are equally valued, loved, and respected. The opinions and feelings of both matter. Whether you agree with them or not, they still matter. And yours matter too. I remember when I was making this shift for myself, it was so uncomfortable to express myself, right? To share my vision for our relationship with my husband. When you start voicing preferences of where you want to go and how you want to spend money and what you desire physically, what kind of rest you need, you will probably feel some guilt. Just know that's the water, right? That's the cultural water you're swimming in, and it's time to drain the pond. That guilt is usually just unfamiliarity, right? You have to allow yourself to take up more space in your relationship, right? You're not too demanding, you're not asking for too much. You're just allowing yourself to exist fully in the relationship, to matter. Speaking up may feel clumsy at first. That's normal, but don't let it stop you. You'll find the right words. You just have to keep trying, right? Emotional equality requires you to develop new skills. And this is something I help my clients with all the time. You really do have to learn how to regulate your anxiety, how to tolerate your partner's discomfort, how to stay calm while holding your position. Those muscles strengthen with practice, but it does take practice. And when your partner understands your desire is to build something better with them, he will see it's not a personal attack. He will welcome that change when he understands your vision. If we want to drain the pond, the thing we have to overcome is the desire for immediate harmony, right? Most of us just want peace. We have such a fear of conflict. Many of us would rather have peace than true partnership. And I would just say that's such a shame because it's like selling your marriage short when you could have so much better. It's false harmony when we edit ourselves and tamp down our desires. When one person shrinks to keep things smooth, it slowly erodes intimacy. So you have to understand that real unity is built on honesty. It's built on truth, and truth and intimacy go hand in hand. That quiet, resentful compliance will rot your marriage. So going through this process, though not easy, is so worth it. It does require you to be vulnerable. So be prepared for the discomfort. Just know that's part of the deal. You're going to feel shaky, but that's not because you're wrong for wanting it. Understand that. You're not wrong for wanting something better. You're likely exposing a part of you that has never been revealed before, and that can be scary. It feels really raw and exposed if you're not used to it. I want to share part of my experience with you. Many years ago, when I prayed about this for myself, I had a really clear impression. I could feel my heavenly parents urging me on. It was like they were telling me, you're not stepping into a new identity. This is actually who you really are, who you were born to be, right? It was one of the most powerful experiences I've ever had, one of the most beautiful spiritual experiences I've ever had. And I felt my identity as an image bearer of God, a covenant partner, right? I could see myself as a woman with wisdom and desire and influence and divine dignity. And when you begin to believe that about yourself and truly believe it and see it, your marriage gains depth. It gains honesty. It gains strength. So even if it does feel awkward, stay with it and it will make you whole. You're not the supporting character in your marriage story. You are half of the covenant. Please let that truth fill you. Let it fill you with courage and strength and determination to make your own marriage amazing. If this is a path you're walking on, I would love to be your coach. You can make this change in your own life. Please reach out and let's talk. It's work that is so worth doing and work that the next generation really needs to see modeled. You can be the one to change the patterns and the mindsets that kept you from experiencing a joyful marriage. Okay, my friends, make it a great week. I'm going to run out of voice here. So, as always, I am cheering you on and praying for your happiness and for your courage. Sending you so much love. Stay well, and I will see you again next time. Bye now. Hey, if you are ready to get unstuck and make your midlife amazing, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss an episode. And I want to invite you to join my Empty Nest Academy, where you will learn how to transform your mind, your relationships, and your life. Come free yourself of regret and disappointment and be so much happier. Listen, sis, we've got one shot at this big, beautiful life. Let's make it amazing. Go to janecopier.com, that's JaneCopier.com, and sign up today. And if you're not sure what's right for you, book a free consultation with me and we'll talk it over together. And we'll make sure to get you on the path that serves you the best. See you inside.